1998, I happened to travel for the first time from Rwanda to India. So I was heading to pursue my university studies, and you can imagine for the first time at age of 17 from the small country like Rwanda to travel from here to India. And interestingly, I was a Francophone, so I didn't know any word in English. And when my mom was convincing me to go and study in India, the first thing I was saying to her is, I'm not going anywhere because I can't speak English. So she kept on convincing me that I have to go there and I will make it. So on my anniversary of 17 years, I took a flight from here to India, and we were a group of 52 Rwandans heading to India for engineering studies. Then when I reached there, I had to work with my colleague because in the airplane I couldn't make any order because I couldn't speak in English. Then when we reached at the airport at Mumbai, they were asking me to fill the form, and I couldn't know how to write and what to write. So I had to tell my friend to write on my behalf. And then we went ahead and to the college, and it was very hard to follow in the class because me, I was a Francophone. And a very interesting scenario in India, they call up attendance. So I didn't know how to spell my number. And in the class, when they were asking number 1, number 2, when they reached my number, I was always absent because I didn't know my number. So that when I went to hostel, the first thing I did is to talk to my friend, hey, can you help me how to catch up my number? And they say, okay, the trick is you go and see the predecessor's classmate. So what happens when my predecessor missed the class, I also miss the class. So it was a very, very hard time. And in my first year, I almost I missed my marks. I almost failed the half of subject because I had to go to the class. When I get back to hostel, I had to pick my dictionary, French and English. So it was a very hard life for me. And the first year, I failed almost half of my subject. So in the college, they had a system where you have to continue to go to the next year, and you do your exams for the previous year you have failed. So I really tried to work hard and tried to make exams successful. And then the next year, in the second year, I had to work for my second year exam and the exams that I failed in the first year. So interestingly, in the second year, I made it and I succeed for my fail exams and the second year exams. So, but the point here is, it was first of all lack of confidence. And then before I went to my university, I'm a soccer player, so I had opportunity to play a big international game here, and it was my last game before I traveled to India. So we had a game with a team from Uganda, and we were playing for final game. So I was a junior in the team, and we had to kick penalties. So the coach, I was hiding behind, and the coach called my name, hey Jack, you have to kick the last penalty. Oh, then it was very tough for me because I had the senior players in my team, and I was expecting the coach to nominate them to kick a penalty. So I was so scared and thinking how I'm going to make my country fail to get a trophy. And then when he called me, immediately I started feeling very scared, and had a lot of question in my mind if I'm going to make it. So again, when I went to kick penalty, you can imagine the stadium is full, everyone expecting to get a cup. So I managed to kick a penalty, and then it went inside, but the goalkeeper was about to touch it, and I was, wow, this is very strange. And then the next, when I kicked that penalty, my colleague, one who is a senior, he was supposed to kick the last penalty, because when we won that penalty, it was draw. So my senior player missed the penalty, and then we were disqualified. So after that experience, I thought, okay, this is a lack of confidence, and I have to share with my friends and the kids who are football lovers. Then I came up with a new idea of a Dream Team Football Academy, and shared that experience with the kids. So here you see, we share with these kids how they can become self-confident and they overcome such kind of experience. So we do operate at Kicukiro, and we share this experience with the kids. And interestingly, from this, you can see even the infrastructure we do. So we happen to have the kid in the national team. So this is a kid who made it, and he's playing now for under 17. And you can see how he's holding a football on his foot. So it means he's more confident than me the time when I was playing football. So when you are confident, you can be a champion. Thank you.